Latin America isn't just beaches and fiestas. It's a land where volcanoes meet jungles, where lakes sit higher than clouds, and where deserts go centuries without a single drop of rain. Today, we're diving into 25 geography facts that'll make you look at this continent with brand new eyes. So sit back, grab a snack, and let's take a trip through the wildest corners of Latin America. 1. The Andes, the continent's endless backbone. The Andes are basically South America's spine, stretching over 7,000 kilometers and slicing through 7 countries. They run from Venezuela down to Argentina, forming a wall of rock, snow, and drama. These mountains aren't just tall, they're alive. They shape weather patterns, hold ancient cities like Machu Picchu, and create entire ecosystems stacked on top of each other. People literally farm on the sides of cliffs here. Imagine waking up every morning inside the clouds. 2. The Amazon River, nature's water superhighway. If Earth had arteries, the Amazon would be the biggest one. It moves 1/5 of all the fresh water that flows into the world's oceans. It's so wide in some parts that you can't even see the other side. And yet no bridges cross it. None. Why? Because it's simply too massive and remote. The Amazon is both beautiful and untamable. A reminder that nature still runs the show out here. 3. Lake Titicaca, the lake in the sky. At nearly 3,800 meters above sea level, Lake Titicaca sits between Peru and Bolivia like a sapphire mirror in the clouds. It's the world's highest navigable lake. And get this, people actually live on floating islands made entirely of reeds. They've done it for centuries. When the wind blows, those islands drift slightly, which means your neighbor could literally float away mid-conversation. 4. Salar de Uyuni, the world's giant mirror. Bolivia's Salar de Uyuni looks like something out of a dream. Over 10,000 square kilometers of pure white salt, so flat it reflects the sky after rain, turning the horizon into a perfect mirror. It's also hiding half of the planet's lithium reserves beneath the surface. So yes, your phone battery probably started here. During the wet season, it's like walking in the clouds. During the dry one, it's like standing on another planet. 5. Patagonia, the end of the earth. Patagonia, split between Argentina and Chile, is a place where nature feels untamed. You'll see glaciers that glow blue, mountains sharp as knives, and wind so strong it can knock you sideways. It's massive, but almost empty. One of the least populated regions on Earth. It's where silence has its own sound. A land that makes you feel tiny in the best possible way. 6. Brazil, a country that can't agree on the time. Brazil is so enormous it stretches across 4 time zones. A country so vast that sunrise and sunset happen at completely different times depending on where you stand. When people in one corner are just pouring their morning coffee, others thousands of kilometers away are already grilling dinner by the beach. From the glittering shores of Rio de Janeiro to the mysterious depths of the Amazon rainforest, Brazil feels less like a single nation and more like a continent disguised as one. Every region beats to its own rhythm, tropical in the north, urban and electric in the south, bound together by music, color, and a kind of energy that never really sleeps. 7. Chile, the stretch limo of countries. Chile looks like someone took a country and stretched it until it almost snapped. It's a ribbon of land over 4,300 kilometers long, nearly the length of the United States, yet on average only 180 kilometers wide. You could start your morning watching the sunrise over the Andes, drive west for a few hours, and end your day with your feet in the Pacific Ocean. Within that thin strip lies a world's worth of extremes. Flamingos wandering through the Atacama Desert, glaciers carving the fjords of Patagonia, and penguins waddling along icy southern shores. It's like Earth decided to squeeze every climate, landscape, and ecosystem into one impossibly narrow frame, and somehow Chile makes it all fit. 8. Mount Aconcagua, touching the sky in Argentina. At nearly 7,000 meters tall, Aconcagua is the highest mountain in the Americas, and second only to the Himalayas globally. Hikers call it the Stone Sentinel, and for good reason. Its peak pierces the clouds like a stone blade. For mountaineers, it's a test of endurance. For everyone else, it's proof that Latin America's landscapes don't play around. 9. Cotahuasi Canyon, Peru's hidden abyss. Forget the Grand Canyon. Peru's Cotahuasi Canyon makes it look like a warm-up act. Carved by the Cotahuasi River over millions of years, this colossal gorge plunges an unbelievable 3,500 meters into the earth, nearly twice as deep as its American cousin. Down below, the air hums with the sound of rushing water and distant echoes, while high above, Andean condors glide effortlessly on the wind. Getting there isn't easy. It's remote, rugged, and untouched by the modern world. But that's part of its magic. The deeper you descend, the quieter everything becomes, until it's just you, the canyon walls, and the roar of nature itself. Standing on the edge feels less like sightseeing and more like staring straight into infinity. 10. Colombia. 2 oceans, 1 country. Colombia is the only South American country with coastlines on both the Pacific and the Atlantic. That means you can surf rough Pacific waves in the morning and chill on a calm Caribbean beach by afternoon. The country's geography is like a highlight reel. Rainforests, deserts, volcanoes, and snow-capped peaks all packed into one place. 11. The Isthmus of Panama, where 2 worlds meet. Panama is where North and South America literally shake hands. It's a slender strip of land, barely 80 kilometers wide at its thinnest point, yet it changed the course of global history. The Panama Canal slices straight through it, linking the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans and turning what was once a geographic barrier into one of the world's busiest shortcuts. Ships that once had to sail thousands of miles around South America now glide through in a single day. But Panama's magic isn't just in its engineering, it's in its geography. Stand on a hill here, and you can watch the sun rise over one ocean and set over another. It's one of the few places on Earth where you can quite literally say, I'm standing between 2 continents. 12. The Mesoamerican Reef, the Caribbean's secret wonder. Most people talk about Australia's Great Barrier Reef, but the Caribbean has its own superstar, the Mesoamerican Reef. It stretches from Mexico's Yucatan down through Belize, Guatemala, and Honduras. The coral is bursting with life. Sharks, turtles, and schools of neon fish darting through turquoise water. It's like a living kaleidoscope under the waves. 13. French Guiana, a slice of Europe in the jungle. Imagine paying for groceries with euros in the middle of the Amazon. That's French Guiana, technically part of France, but surrounded by rainforest. 90% of it is dense jungle, alive with howler monkeys, caimans, and endless rain. Oh, and it also has a European Space Agency launch site. Rockets in the jungle, because why not? 14. Ecuador. Snow at the equator. You'd think being on the equator means endless heat, right? Wrong. Ecuador's volcanoes are capped with snow. Mount Chimborazo is technically the closest point on Earth to the sun, thanks to the planet's bulge. It's so high that if you stood on top, you'd be about 2 kilometers closer to outer space than anyone on Mount Everest. Talk about bragging rights. 15. Mexico. The world's ecosystem buffet. Mexico isn't just beaches and burritos. It's home to deserts, jungles, mountains, coral reefs, and everything in between. Scientists say it contains 18 of the planet's 34 biodiversity zones, which means you can go from cacti to cloud forest in a single road trip. Nature didn't hold back when designing this one. 16. Venezuela, where water falls forever. Deep in the Venezuelan jungle lies Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall on Earth. The water plunges nearly a kilometer straight down from a flat-topped mountain. It's so high the drops turn into mist before hitting the ground. The explorer who found it He crashed his plane nearby and just decided to name it after himself. That's dedication, or very bad luck. 17. The Atacama Desert, Earth's driest place. The Atacama in Chile is so dry that parts of it haven't seen rain for centuries. NASA even uses it to test Mars rovers. Yet despite its lifeless reputation, when the rare rains do come, the desert explodes into color. Millions of flowers bloom overnight, turning Mars into a garden. 18. The bridgeless Amazon, nature wins again. Here's a wild one. There are 0 bridges across the Amazon River. None. Over 6,400 kilometers of water and not a single one. Why? The jungle's too thick, the river's too wide, and people are too few. Ferries rule here, proof that some places are still truly untamed. 19. Uruguay. Small country, big heart. Uruguay might look tiny on a map, but it punches way above its weight. It's peaceful, progressive, and full of charm. More than a third of the population lives in Montevideo, a calm seaside capital where life moves at its own rhythm. The beaches are pristine, the food is comforting, and the vibe is simple. No rush, no drama, just good coffee and ocean breeze. It's like Latin America's cozy living room. 20. Paraguay, the landlocked nation with a river soul. Paraguay may not touch the sea, but it's got the mighty Paraguay River cutting right through it. This river isn't just a waterway, it's the country's main highway, trade route, and identity. It divides the land into 2 worlds, the green, fertile east, and the dry, wild Chaco in the west. The people treat the river like their coastline, with ports, fishermen, and sunsets that look like fire melting into the water. 21. Honduras, the jungle that breathes. In Honduras, the Rio Platano Biosphere Reserve stretches across millions of acres of untouched rainforest. It's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, one of the last places on Earth where jaguars still roam freely. Some explorers believe ancient civilizations are buried beneath the canopy. Imagine wandering through the trees, hearing howler monkeys, and knowing entire lost cities might be hidden under your feet. It's part jungle, part time capsule. 22. El Salvador, the tiny volcano kingdom. El Salvador might be small enough to drive across in an afternoon, but it's packed with more than 20 volcanoes, some of which still rumble today. The locals call it La Tierra de Volcans, the land of volcanoes, and they're not exaggerating. From the crater lakes to the steaming peaks, this little country proves you don't need size to make an impact. Just a few explosions now and then. 23. Costa Rica, where nature never takes a break. Costa Rica is one of those places that seems to have too much life crammed into it. Despite being tiny, it holds around 5% of all the species on Earth. That's right, sloths, toucans, poison frogs, and a jungle orchestra that plays all night long. The country runs mostly on renewable energy, bans hunting, and treats nature like family. It's basically a green paradise with good coffee and better sunsets. 24. Nicaragua, the lake with sharks. Nowhere else on Earth do sharks live in a freshwater lake. But in Nicaragua's massive Lake Nicaragua, they do. Scientists say these bull sharks swam up the San Juan River from the ocean and decided, yeah, this'll do. Now they call it home. The lake's so big that it has its own islands, volcanoes, and weather patterns. It's not just a lake, it's practically an inland sea. 25. Panama, sunrise on the Atlantic, sunset on the Pacific. Only in Panama can you wake up to watch the sun rise over the Atlantic Ocean and watch it set over the Pacific, all in a single day. The country's unique S-shape makes this geographical magic possible. Add the Panama Canal cutting through it, and you've got one of the few places on Earth where geography literally connects the world. So, which fact blew your mind the most? The mirror-like salt flat? The sharks living in a lake? Or maybe the idea that Ecuador has snow even while sitting on the equator? Whatever it was, That's the beauty of this continent. Every corner hides a new surprise. If you enjoyed this trip across Latin America, drop a like, share it with someone who loves exploring, and tell me in the comments which country you'd visit first. And hey, there's plenty more to uncover. From volcanoes that glow at night to islands that vanish with the tide, this world is full of stories waiting to be told. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best way to learn geography is to go out and get lost in it.